Hello YouTube modelers, it's Dwayne, Doozer's Models. Just thought I would do two things that I don't do very often. First one is a talking head video. Usually I'm behind the camera. The second thing is talk about some personal stuff, let you guys in behind the curtain a little bit, tell you a little bit more about me. Usually I talk mostly models, stay away from the political stuff, don't share my opinion about many things, and don't talk about myself. A lot of times there's been those answer the 5 questions, answer this, do that, whatever, and I never participate in them. Again, I tend to keep to myself and be a pretty private person, so I don't want to make it about me. This channel's always been about the models. But I thought I would take a few minutes and just give you guys a little bit of background on me and a little bit about what I do and why I do it and how things go. Background on me, I grew up in a family of mechanics. My dad and my 3 brothers were all in the car industry. I was more interested in playing hockey and chasing girls than working on cars, but I learned enough to be dangerous. I've always had a passion for cars. I've always enjoyed auto racing. I've always enjoyed hot rods, custom cars, muscle cars, exotic cars. They've always interested me. So since you can't afford to buy them all in real life, model building was the way to go. And so that's what I got into modeling. My brothers did it. My dad did it. I've done it for years. I do it off and on. I did it as a kid. I did it as a early 20s. Got married, had kids, lived life, didn't do it very often. Always had models, always had a model room, but never really spent a lot of time on it. It's only been the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 years or so since the kids got older and they weren't as much of a financial burden, and I had the money to buy the models and the things that I wanted, and the patience and the time to work on them to actually try to hone my craft and make them a little bit better. For me, the painting part's the easy part because I've always been a bit of an artist. I've always airbrushed. I've done cars and motorcycles and helmets and guitars and all kinds of different stuff like that. So the painting part's the easy part. For me, finishing them has always been the hard part. I've got, I don't know how many models at painted, partially put together that I don't finish. So for me, that's the thing. But the one thing that's really been a driving force for me, and the first thing I want to say is I'm not doing this for sympathy, and I don't want any sympathy because in essence I think it's a good thing. But 25 years ago I was experiencing some issues and I ended up being paralyzed on my left side for about 6 days, about 80% paralyzed on my left side and about 50% on the right side. So it was a pretty eye-opening, scary time. After 6 months of poking and prodding and testing and machines and everything else, they determined that I had MS. So I kind of hit the panic button and I quit doing everything. I quit all my physical activities. I stopped playing hockey. I stopped racing motocross. I stopped life basically. And after about a year of that, I gained a lot of weight. I just felt absolutely like shit. And I went to my doctor and I said, this isn't working. And he said, no, he said, don't do that. He said, listen to your body, and when you're tired and you can't do things, rest, don't do them, do what you have to. But when you feel good and when you can do things, then push yourself. So I guess the good side of it is I asked him at that time, I said, well, what's my long-term prognosis? What do you think I have to look forward to? At which time he said I'd probably need some form of a walking aid, possibly even a wheelchair by the time I was 50. Well, I'm 54 years old now. During average years, non-COVID years, I spend about 50 hours a month reffing and skating, playing hockey. Summer I stay active. I'm always outside. I'm always on the move. I try to eat healthy. I try to avoid drinking too much. Just stay active, stay whatever. And the one thing that does come into play is the fine skills, the fine movement skills and that sort of thing. So model building has allowed me to focus on using my hands, using my eyes, the fine motor skills, the things or whatever, and through that it's grown a new passion and excitement for me with that, with the financial means to buy the models that I want and to do the things that I want with it. It's allowed that. And the YouTube community has shown me tips and tricks and really motivated me to get back in it. So it's been a win-win. I've what I'd consider met some good friends on YouTube. I've built models that I've always wanted to build. I've worked on and maintained the fine motor skills in my hands that's necessary. Those kinds of things. So, but sometimes it's hard to get down here and do work, and then if I don't have anything to show, I don't do any videos because I haven't done any progress on anything. So lately it seems like 3 weeks a month go by and I've barely spent any time down here. Haven't done any videos and so on. So I just kind of wanted to, not that you guys give a crap or whatever, but I just wanted you to know a little bit of insight on why I do what I do and how I got here. And again, I tend to stay private. I don't like to talk about myself, and I'm definitely not here for a sympathy trip. I don't want to hear whatever. I just wanted to shed a little light on Doozer's Models and how we got here and what we do and why we do it. I don't make a habit of doing stash ads or anything like that, or what's in the box or any of those types of things. I don't do build tutorials. I don't really contribute a lot on how-tos. I don't really care about the subs per se. I mean, the 30 or 40 guys that are active in the community always seem the ones that comment, and that's great. I mean, obviously the subscription is nice. I do watch milestones and contribute in the giveaways and do stuff like that to try to give back to the community. I think that's kind of fun. I quite enjoy the giveaways and doing that sort of stuff. It's good to contribute and do it that way. But like I said, I just don't really do a lot of personal stuff about me or how I do it, and it's by design. It's the type of guy I am. I kind of contemplated whether I wanted to do this video or not, and how to go about it. But there are a lot of guys on here that do share little bits about their personal life, and I find it helps you to understand who they are and what they're about and why they do what they do. And so I thought, wow, for the few guys out there that might be interested or want to know, or want to understand a little bit more about me, I thought I'd take the time to do this video, shed a little light on what Doozer's Models about, how we got here, why we do it, that sort of thing. So starting to ramble here a little bit, but anyways, I just thought I'd shake it up, do a talking head video, let you guys peek behind the curtain a little bit about what Doozer's Models is about, and hopefully in the upcoming weeks, months, have some more stuff to show you, some models on the build and some things that I'm doing, and produce more videos. Obviously, if there's anything that you guys are interested in, or like what I do, or want to see what I do, or whatever, your feedback is always welcome, positive or negative. It's all good. It's how we grow. And I just wanted to say a big thank you and appreciation to those guys in the community that support the channel and do all the things that you guys do. So with that said, cheers to all. Hope you're having a good weekend of model building, and here's to some videos to come. Build on, gentlemen.